Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome back to another live stream at the Asylum. Dr. Funny Girl here. I hope you're all having a great weekend. We're almost at the end of July, if you can believe it. I can't, but the days just fly by, don't they? But I want to welcome everyone back once again. And it's been a while. I have been on vacation and been enjoying some of my time off. When I last left you guys, I had a visit planned with my sister and her family who was here. So we spent some time together, and I actually had a little bit of an accident while they were here on their last day. So I've been recovering from that. Nothing too serious, but I did suffer a bit of a soft tissue injury to my leg. I am such a clumsy person, and we were out enjoying the beautiful weather and walking along the downtown areas of the city that I live in, and the sidewalk that I was walking along was all broken up and uneven, and I ended up tripping, and I took a bit of a bad fall, and so I ended up with some really bad bruising on my leg, and I've just been recovering from that and some swelling. It's been 2 weeks now, and the swelling is just starting to go down, and the bruising's starting to kind of dissipate now, but it's still pretty painful. So good morning, everyone. Hi, Lexley Active. Hi, Fatty to Fed. Hi. Well, good to see you. Good to see you. I was just talking about how I had a little bit of an accident when I was when I was off, and my sister was here on vacation. Like I said, I'm so clumsy, and I took a bad fall, face planted, and yeah, I did injure my leg. So it's been painful. It's actually, now that the swelling's gone down, it's actually hurting a little bit more, which is kind of weird. But I went to a doctor, and they're like, "Yeah, nothing's broken or anything like that. It's just soft tissue." But so just recovering from that, and then we've had. I was just, I kind of, for those who are just coming in now, I was just saying at the beginning there that I hadn't planned on actually being away from YouTube this long, but just things have gotten busy, and the field that I work in was incredibly busy the last couple of weeks. We've had some bad weather, so that kind of increases the work that my company does. So that's kept me busy, and unfortunately as well, I lost a coworker of mine this past week. She went out, was tubing on a local river, and had an accident, and she ended up passing away as a result. So yeah, things have just been a little bit nuts for me, but I'm here. All I can say with regarding the tragedy regarding my coworker is, please always, if you're out on the water, always wear a life jacket. Always, safety first. And swimming, knowing how to swim is a life skill. It's not optional. So that's my little PSA today. But Foodie has been up to some things this past week, and I just wanted to cover kind of the stuff that she's been going through. So thank you, Lex. Thanks, I appreciate it. It's a very sad situation because it was completely preventable. I just feel so much for her family. She has a son, and I'm just heartbroken. As much as it's a loss for my company, it's a way bigger loss for her family, and I'm just heartbroken for her family. So yeah, so it's you never know, right? You never know. But, I don't wanna go into too many details as to what happened with my coworker just because if people started Googling, they would probably figure out where exactly I am because it's been quite a big news story in the area where I live, but yeah, so I will just say, if you're out on the water, please, please, please wear a life jacket, please. So, okay, so we're gonna get back to Foodie and, her, uh, her shenanigans the last couple of days. Um, so as most of you know, or, if you've had chance to catch up on Foodie, she posted a live stream a few days ago saying that her and Salah were splitting up and that she was gonna go back to Canada. And right out of the gate, a lot of people thought that she was probably, um, trolling or, you know, using the live stream she posted as a manipulation tactic, to get something that she wanted out of Salah, or, maybe to try and get some views because it's coming up to the end of the month. So she's trying to increase her revenue as much as possible, but, because Foodie is such an unreliable narrator, people were very skeptical of what she was posting and saying that her and Salah had really broken up and she was going back to Canada. And then, of course, she came back a few days later and then, or not even the next day, actually, came back the next day and said, no, she wasn't going back to Canada. Everything was fine. She was just having a bad day, Um, nothing, and people were starting to call her out on her lies and how was being manipulative. And she was like, how did I lie? I didn't lie. How was I manipulative? Things like that. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about, the different types of lying, pathological lying, compulsive lying, and, based on what Foodie has shown us over the last couple of days, where she might fall in on the spectrum of lying. So, I'm going to review a couple of the videos she posted just so I can, uh, it's because there's a couple of specific points that I do want to address. So I'll be using some recap videos that people have posted, and then of course I will always be posting their links in the description as well, and hopefully get you guys to go. And you guys, if you're not subbed to them, go sub them up. So before I get started and go any further, can you guys hear me? Okay, is my volume okay? So just let me know in the chat if my volume's okay. And then, so I'm going to start with, always, I like to try and start with the, kind of the definitions of everything. And I really need to get a second screen. So now the good thing is, I will say is, I think I mentioned before my previous live stream that we're doing some renovations in my house here. So I managed to get pretty much one room completely done. It's my daughter's old room. She's moved out on her own. And so I've kind of, my partner and I, we've turned that room into a little space for kind of me. So I can go and I can work out in it. And I've got a desk set up in it. So when I work from home, I can work from that room as well. And also because when I'm in school, I have a place to kind of go work as well. So I'm hoping that, I'm just waiting for a few more things to come in. To finish setting up the desk and stuff, but I need to get a second monitor and stuff that I'll be able to start live streaming from there as well. So I'll have more than one screen to work off, make it a little bit easier here. So, but I'm really excited that that room is kind of done because I've got my own little haven now I can go escape to. So back to lying, the different types of lying. So I pulled some information. So, as I've said before, I try to base as try to base everything I'm talking about uh, when we're talking about psychology in the DSM-5, whether it's a part of the DSM-5 or not. It's kind of the base that I start from. So, is what I'm talking about part of the DSM-5? Yes or no? So, Pathological lying, compulsive lying, is not actually part of the DSM-5. It's there. Typically there's symptoms of deeper mental health issues, so they're not actually diagnosable disorders themselves. So when we're talking about the difference between or symptoms between a compulsive and pathological liar, so pathological liar is is a liar who lies incessantly to get their way and does so with little awareness. They will all pathological liars, I think, will tend to also be they'll tell lies that can be extremely harmful to other people. Whereas, and they know that telling that lie is going to be harmful to other people. So just to go into some more details here. So pathological lying is viewed as a coping mechanism developed in early childhood and is often associated with some other type of mental disorder like anti-personality disorder. It could be that they lie to avoid something traumatic that happened in their lives, such as abuse, or the condition may be genetic. When it comes to pathological liars, it can be observed that people who have antisocial personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder will indulge in lying. A pathological liar is often goal oriented, so that they're specifically telling a lie to get something that they want. They have no or little regard or respect for the rights and feelings of others. They are considered manipulative and cunning. They will create extravagant stories that can be maintained or tweaked over time, and they often believe their lives or have a very loose grip on reality. Pathological liars are often very hard to catch in the act as well. And this is because they are excellent liars and because they lie constantly and they make up stories that are not necessary, it becomes difficult to distinguish the truth from false statements. Pathological liars are confident when lying and use their pathological lying trait as a defense mechanism. So if, a lot of people will say they know when somebody's lying because they're looking away, people have shifty eyes when they're lying. A pathological liar can look somebody straight in the face and tell them and lie to them. So, and this is why lie detector tests are not often great for a pathological liar, because first, they actually believe what they're saying is true, and second, because they're able to control their physical response to the lie. So, okay, and some other symptoms of a liar are they lie to gain something, to exaggerate things, they keep on changing their stories, and they live in a false sense of reality. If they're confronted, they act defensive and never admit that they are liars. And lastly, a pathological liar has no value for the truth at all. So let's talk about a compulsive liar. So compulsive liars will bend the truth about everything, large or small. For a compulsive liar, telling the truth is very awkward and uncomfortable, while lying feels right. Compulsive liars usually thought to develop in early childhood due to be placed in an environment where lying was necessary and routine. A lot of them find it easy to avoid confrontations with the truth, hence they stick to lying. Compulsive liars may or may not experience a mental disorder. Usually, compulsive lying is observed with people with ADHD, bipolar disorder, and borderline personality disorder. Compulsive liars are not overly manipulative. Rather, they simply lie out of habit, which is an automatic response that is hard to break and one that can take a toll on any relationship. Compulsive liars lie because of several reasons. However, it may always be easy to find out if they are lying because their stories usually do not add up. They are also obvious and display classic lying behaviors such as avoiding eye contact, breaking out into a sweat, and tripping over their words or rambling. They lie for no clear reason and sometimes for no real benefit making up lies on the spot. They don't think about what they're lying about and prefer to tell the sorts of lies that they think people want to hear. They know the difference between reality and their lies. They are more likely to admit to lying when confronted, though this might not stop them from continuing to lie. So, when we're looking at those kind of types of uh, differences between a pathological and a compulsive liar, the behavior that I see coming from Foodie, I think falls in the compulsive liar bucket. Not that she doesn't display some pathological liar tendencies and characteristics, because I do believe she lies to manipulate people, but I think, and to get what to get something that she thinks she deserves or wants, without any thought to how it affects other people in her lives, including her audience. But I do think for the most part, she is a compulsive liar. She lies because in the moment, because she thinks it's either what people want to hear, or because it will get her out of a sticky situation, or because she thinks it's what it will get her again uh, the answer that she feels she deserves. So that, so that's where I feel like Foodie falls into these buckets of lying. But like I said, uh, people will often display traits of many different uh, disorders, right? So, she can certainly fall under, both the pathological or compulsive disorders. And if she was to go through any type of personality assessments, and and was to be diagnosed with a personality type disorder, then again, I think then we could start looking more as to whether the lies she tells are more pathologically based versus compulsive. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, Lex. So yeah, I think that, and I think for her, like, again, she is such a compulsive liar that she just lies about the simplest things. Like, did you brush your teeth? Yeah. Like I said, you can clearly see she didn't brush her teeth. Or, if you asked her, have you taken your insulin? Apparently she did a 5-hour live stream last night, and people were posting that, at no point did she take any of her medications. I bet you if you were to ask her, even though she was on video for this amount of time, hey, did you take your insulin while you were on video? She'd say yes, even though you could clearly see that at no point did she take her insulin. So, they lie, you lie about unnecessary things. So we're going to jump back to the first video she posted the other day, where she said her and Salah broke up and she was going back to Canada. I am using Queen of WTF's videos, her recaps. Lex, do you mind, if you can you post her Queen of WTF's link in the chat there, so people can go sub up to her and watch her videos as well, when they have a moment, and give them a thumbs up. And let's get started here. Oh, I gotta learn how to share my screen again. Setting. The one thing I didn't get done when my family, my sister and my brother-in-law were here, is I was hoping because my brother-in-law works in media. I was hoping he was going to be able to help me with an intro and outro for my channel, but we were so busy and so tired at the end of each day that we didn't get time to it. So I'll have to work on that sometime on my own, but one day. Hi, Unicorn Farts. No problem. We're just getting started. Okay, so we got Foodie up on the screen there. And can you guys, again, in the chat, let me know what the volume's like, so I can adjust if necessary. All right.
Hello. I'm gonna be like off to the side so I can, you know. It's so hard to pretend to
I
not
found
like to
this
be okay,
strange
but
too.
I don't want to show any
I'm
weakness.
gonna be off to the side.
I ordered food
Weird.
because I need comfort. It's so sad, I know, but I don't care right now. I'm moving back home. And I'm gonna be on my own. I'm gonna be like single and like
Thanks,
we're
Lex.
separating. I don't want to talk about why. Like I want to respect privacy in that way. And yeah, I wish I could tell you why. It's just relationships of. Well, look, I'm searching. So that's it. Yeah, it's done. It's like really done. I won't say why, but I have respect for myself, so I'm just like really tired and not doing too great. The most tragic thing.
So she came on there and she didn't want to say why they were breaking up and that she was going back to Canada, but she made the point of saying she has respect for herself. So of course, everyone's assumption is like, okay, something, I think, something's happened where she obviously feels like she's not being respected in their relationship and that, she needs to move on. So oh, come on.
I think the thing that like hurts me the most about ending something like this is when you think you're living something that you're not. That's the news. Just not something meant to be. That's all. That's all I can say. I'm better off alone, honestly. I'm better off alone. I have a lot of work to do on myself.
Yeah, exactly, Lex.
And I'm like 40 and I have a lot of health issues. And I just want to be in peace, like to deal with things, without any kind of pressures. Sorry, I really didn't want to cry. Like I really didn't want to, but I'm going home very soon.
Sorry, guys. I just paused it again. Can you guys still hear me? Can you still hear me? Because I just realized my headphones aren't connected. So I don't know what happened there. Let me try connecting them. All right. How's that? Is that better volume wise for me? That was so weird. I didn't realize my headphones disconnected. So all you heard, so that was actually my MacBook mic that was picking me up. So let me try this again. So sorry about that.
Yeah, please don't insult Salah. It's not anything like it's not anything like he did. It's just I I don't want to like insult him. I want to respect like a relationship enough that I just want to. It's just not. I just need to be alone. Okay, that's it. So I can't take Julia until I have a place. Like I'm gonna be homeless. Where am I gonna put my pets? I just want to hurry and get home. I guess this time. I know it's hard because like I'm trying to be private, but I mean you guys are gonna know like when I'm not here. Yeah, it's just I have to just focus on myself. That's all. We'll still be friends and everything. It's just I can't be married.
So focusing
I do have
on
a lot of health issues
ourselves,
that like
can't be married.
Would be definitely better taken care of. I know I said, like I could technically get things taken care of here, but not like every single thing. With the quesadilla. No. Why do you guys make me laugh? Let's settle on the shoe we want the most. Doesn't.
So that's a change from how she was touting how the healthcare system in Kuwait was 100% better than it was in Canada. She was able to get the care she needed. And then, now she's saying she needs to go back home to get the care she needed. So keeping track of all these statements Foodie's talking about here, because we're going to talk about the contradictions she makes in our next videos.
Exactly. We don't have a car. Yeah, I mean we love each other, but that's just sometimes not enough. I don't have the Kia anymore. Honestly, if I had the Kia, I would just live in it. I'd live in my car. Yeah, technically I sold the Kia.
Yeah, Foodie thinks that living in her car would be something manageable.
Right, I'm trying hard not to throw up. I'm trying hard not to like cave. I'm just feeling sorry for myself. No, it's not fake news. I don't know. Julia, Salah will keep her for now. No, I'm laughing because you guys make me laugh, even though I'm sad. I didn't book a flight yet, but I was going to do that today. I didn't have time to do anything when like no decisions really. It was kind of hasty, but like I know I have to go back. So there's no such thing. And whenever you get married as a Muslim, you don't take each other's things. It's not like that. You just split up and you are left with whatever you have. Nobody gets.
Does anybody know if how accurate that is? With a Muslim marriage, that if you do, we're assuming here that this is a real marriage, which we know we none of us, I don't think, actually believe that it is. But in a real Muslim marriage, that everybody splits, and nothing is, you know, taken by one or the other. Because it's my assumption that the husband must provide for uh, the wife, regardless if they're married or not. But I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't know enough about the culture. I don't know if anyone else knows for sure. If that's if that's what happens.
Anybody's anything in a Muslim marriage. No, my flight will be paid for, just not first class. I have to start over from scratch. I need every friggin' bit of money I can get that I can have. So I'm not going to spend 8,000 on first class seats. No way. I want to talk about like the divorce or anything like that. Just yeah, no, it's not hasty. I'm definitely going back, like for sure. Yep.
So not a
100%.
hasty
I want to do this.
decision. She's going back 100%. All right.
I can't really say like I'm going to keep a lot of privacy and respect each other.
Queen of WTF has
Even
some
sure about it. But for me, it's best that
good inserts in her videos.
I'm alone. If I'm not married, there's nothing for me here, really, honestly. I don't mind living here, but no, I gotta be back home. I really do. Yeah, he's been supporting me. It's not about that. It's not about support. But I have to go home. Like my sciatica's hurting so bad. I just wanna like ERBs. I'm just numb, Laura. I'm numb. I'm tired of crying. I'll just get home and just build from scratch. That's all. No, it's not a joke. I wouldn't joke about this.
Right.
I wouldn't clickbait this and say that I'm leaving if I'm not. I'm not kidding.
Okay,
I'm going
Foodie.
home. Like you guys will see when I'm
We
in
believe
Canada.
you.
I've never lied about going back there. Every time I go.
Wasn't clickbait.
I know it's like out of left field because I've been so private. Like you guys don't know anything that goes on like in my life and what I'm really feeling. I just come on here and bees, but I know I never stay. But this is gonna be permanent because we're breaking up, mans. We are no more. Divorce doesn't cost anything here. I don't want to talk about it. I just really don't even know what to say, honestly. I feel like I'm in like shock and I'm depressed. I'm going home. I have very mixed feelings. I don't even know how to feel. That's why I don't know. Like, I got Chinese food, bees. Yeah, I am. I don't care. I'm gonna miss her.
So of course she's already gone back to the food, talking about how she doesn't care, and I think at some point she talks about wheelchair thing.
I don't want to cry on camera anymore. So thanks for listening to me and always being here. I guess I'm gonna go for now and figure things out, and I'll come back up when I have things more figured out. Yeah, I don't know when I'll be back. Like I have a lot to do right now. So I have so much to do, and I'm like in my worst health ever. But I'm definitely going home. That's where I want to be. Oh, okay, guys. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye.
All right, Chantel. So, just in that one video alone, there's just so many things there that that just came across as completely manipulative. The one couple of comments that she made. First, the one that really stuck out to me was she said she technically sold the Kia. So Chantel likes to describe things in a way that uh, are a technical truth. That's how Milk Tea puts it. She says things that as a technical truth. So she says technically she sold the Kia and to someone she knows. So I think everyone's probably assuming she sold it to her Aunt Phyllis, maybe even her sister, but who knows? Her sister seems to be much, a much more productive adult than she is, whereas her Aunt Phyllis seems to be as about as productive as Chantel. And then the part which Queen of WTF doesn't have it in her video, but there's one part during Foodie's video where she actually is holding on to Julia and she's cuddling her and calling her sweet baby and how she's gonna miss her. But at one point when she's doing that, she like looks directly at the camera, and so she's looking to see what the reaction that is getting from her cuddling the cat is getting from her audience. Whereas if somebody is upset about cuddling their cat because they're going to be leaving them shortly, you're not looking at the camera to see what type of reaction you're getting from your audience. Okay, so she's definitely going back to Canada. That's it. They were done. She had to go back. She has respect for herself. That's it. She's going back. So she's on her way back to Canada. All right, let's see. We all know what happens next, right? Okay, I'm gonna grab the next video. Let me grab the next one. Uh, And again, I will post Queen of WTF's link in the description below, but go check her out. Go check her videos out. She does great recaps, I find. Okay, so this one's a little bit longer, but we're gonna uh, go through it. So I believe this one is the next day. So Chantel comes back on the next day after definitely leaving to go to Canada. Okay. Just pop this forward a bit here.
To all of you,
Okay, we'll go back a bit. Sorry about that. Okay.
I just filmed a mukbang off my table here, but it's a home cooked one. I'm feeling a lot better today. I just wanted to update you guys on where I last left you. First, I want to say a huge thank you to all of you Beezers, all of you guys who were there to pick me up when I was feeling down. And I always say that I kind of use my platform in a way as therapy, with being careful to still respect a lot of my privacy. I think we all know I'm in.
All right, Chantel. First of all, your audience are not therapists. Okay? You have said before, over and over and over again, your audience is there to be entertained by you. You are there to entertain your audience. It doesn't mean that, you can't create a sense of community with your audience where, maybe you come on and you vent a little about your life or whatever. But you are there to entertain your audience. Your audience is not there to be your therapist. Yeah, I like her edits too. Lex, if you have a chance, if you're able to, do you mind posting Queen's channel link in the chat? I would appreciate it if you could, please. And if you can't, no worries. Like I said, I'll put it below. Okay, we're gonna.
I actually bought a ticket to go to Canada. Excuse me, which I will show you here. I've already canceled it, and so I've lost some money on that, but whatever. I don't want to live in Canada right now. I know I said I was going for sure, and at the time that I did that live stream, I really believed in my heart that's what I wanted to do. The life I live here is very different from the one I live.
Okay, so she doesn't want to live in Canada. Less than 24 hours after saying she needed to be back in Canada, she needed to go home. Now she less than 24 hours later, she doesn't want to live in Canada. Okay. And again, she's already mentioned how impulsive she is. Yes, Foodie, we know you're impulsive. Yes, we know. That's a problem. Your lack of control over your impulses, is your biggest problem. Okay. And that needs to be addressed by a mental health professional. It is not something you are ever going to change on your own.
lived in Canada, and sometimes
Thank you, Lex.
I just get fed up with everything in my situation, you know. A more domestic life, a life with more responsibilities as a wife. And it's a lot not hard on me compared to, I'm sure, a lot of husbands like on their wives. Like, he's pretty lax, you know. He's very understanding. He went and got me some flowers to cheer me up because I wasn't feeling good, and just like a little something, and wrote like on the card like "You're my sweet love" and stuff like that. I think what it is, it's just all piled up. Like, I'm
All right, I'm gonna stop it there again. This one, guys, I'm gonna apologize up front. I'm probably gonna be stopping this one a lot because this stream of hers just infuriated me so much. So I have a lot to say about it. So I don't know about you guys, but Chantel, to me, the life she doesn't have a lot of responsibility, right? Like compared to, so many other people, she has such a life of luxury. And I say that not in financial terms. I say that in fact that she doesn't have responsibility to do anything. Her only responsibility is to herself. And, she's got a couple of pets that she has to take care of. According to her, Salah is completely independent. So, he makes his own money. He's obviously capable of taking care of himself. She's already said that he lived on his own before she got there, so, so the responsibility she has as a wife, again, I'm using wife in air quotes, is, you know, is to me is nothing. She obviously is not taking care of the apartment because there's been, hints shown of the mess that it's currently in. She wouldn't show the kitchen in one of her videos the other day because it was such a mess. She had to get up to clean the or close the door. There's been a couple of posts recently of the carpet being shown in the apartment and it's filthy, so she has no responsibility. She doesn't have to go to a job every day. She doesn't have children she has to take care of. She doesn't have, to come home and then manage a household, like other than, keeping the little space that she lives in clean, which she's got all the time in the world to do. So, and then when she's talking about how, her husband, Salah, isn't hard on her like other husbands are hard on her. Well, if you're in a true partnership, you know, you're not, uh, one spouse isn't, intentionally harder on the other than another one. I mean, and if they are, then there's a power dynamic there that needs to be discussed. But, if you're in a true partnership, you do things together to keep your partnership going and to keep your household going. All right, here we go.
and that's why I'm happier today when I saw the results of my numbers, because I'm like, I felt like, oh my gosh, like all these, my sciatica was really bad, and I just feel like there was no way out with my health. Like, I just felt like, you know, burdened by all these health issues, and I felt like I can't change because it's too hard. And a lot of self doubt was creeping in about whether I can be like a good wife, whether I can make the changes like I need to turn my life around. What about our goals, our dreams? Like, everything was just like piling on. When I get like that, I'm very irritable. So we got in like a bit of a petty argument, and I was mad at the world. I was mad at Salah. I was mad at everything. What I don't understand is people being like angry, like they were like legit.
Okay, so before she goes into talking about people being angry and calling her manipulative about her previous video, so again, Foodie, every single one of the problems that you have in regards to your health right now are fixable and they are 100% your fault. You are not suffering from some sort of chronic disease that, uh, like cancer. Everything that you have is is completely reversible and repairable, but it is absolutely on you to make the changes. And yes, it's going to take a lot of hard work on your part to do it, which is why you need professional help to do it because you have clearly shown that you cannot do it on your own. Okay? The issues are so deep rooted that you need professional help to do it. Is it going to be a lot of work? Yes. Does it seem like climbing Everest? Absolutely. Because it's been going on for so long in your life. But until you physically wake up every day and commit to making the changes, and you have to stick to it every day, nothing is going to change. And any of those dreams and hopes that you and Salah have as a married couple, they're not going to happen. They're not going to happen.
Like you're a scammer. Like, how am I a scammer? Like, why am I a scammer for going live and talking about my feelings? Like, I didn't ask anybody for a single dime. But yes, I did block some regular people who were insulting my husband because it's my channel, it's my corner of the internet. He's a part of my life. I'm here to entertain you guys, not really like give you free reign on insulting people I love and interfering in my personal life. So that's fine. I understand. I'm very frustrating sometimes.
Okay, so she's gone from the beginning of the video saying that she likes to use her audience to as therapy to now saying that her audience doesn't have any say on what she does put out on the internet because she's there to entertain them. Okay. But she's not, no manipulation at all. No, not at all. And Foodie, people call you a scammer because you went on the internet for sympathy. That is why you went on the internet, is to get sympathy. And then less than 24 hours later, you're back on the internet saying everything is fine. He got me flowers. He wrote me a note. Everything's fine now.
But that's just how I am. Like I've always been that way. I'll continue to try to mature in that way and get a hold of it. I don't have anything to go back to except my family, but I don't want to stay at my mom's. I don't want to stay with my mom. It's a full house there. I don't have a car anymore. So it's like, I have a home and we have a vehicle here and I have my pets here. I have a new home here I've built, and you don't realize how much you're going to miss that until you actually go to leave. I had Salah like, don't go, don't go. Like, I don't know.
Hi, Ray. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. Good to see you. We'll have to catch up soon. I'm sure you're pretty busy in your classes right now. So good to, but thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. And back to Foodie. Does anyone else, does it infuriate anyone else? Yeah. When she says, I don't have anything to go back to but my family. Could you imagine? Could you imagine like saying that? And then could you imagine how her family must feel hearing that? Like, I don't know. Family relationships are complicated. They absolutely are. But, it's just, your family, uh, I couldn't imagine being so dismissive of my family like that, even with the complicated family relationships that I do have. But,
Like, I don't. We can't live without each other. You know how like when you love somebody, imagining your life without them is really really hard. I think I'm on the right track with my health because um, I have a video later showing some
food
numbers and things like
can't
that. I have
imagine
some health
living
updates
without
coming up. Health
any
update
man in her
mom.
life. It could be
And for me,
anybody.
wanting to just be alone and be single, and I do that when I have that self doubt. I say I feel like I have so many health problems. It's almost like a way to like sabotage what I got going on and what I did. I guess I just maybe needed to hear also like from Salah, like I love you, and like if I didn't love you, I wouldn't be like going through all these things, fighting for your health, taking you to appointments, blah blah blah. I am feeling a lot better today.
And there it is, right? There's the manipulation of Salah. She just said it. I needed to hear that he loved her, and that if he didn't love her, he wouldn't be taking her to all those appointments and stuff, you know. So so Foodie, you're asking how did I manipulate people? Well, there's the manipulation right there. You know, you said you were leaving Salah, booking a ticket, which, I think it's just a bit of grandstanding. I'm not sure that it was actually a real ticket that was booked because I'm sure she has an open ticket to return to Canada at any time. Uh, you know, um, so you asked, how did I manipulate? There's the manipulation right there. Manipulation 101.
Since I'm starting to feel on the mend, and winter will be around the corner, inshallah, we'll travel and we'll do so many things here. I want to go back to Failaka Island. I want to do lots of winter camping. Like, we'll do a lot of winter camping, guys. Whenever I come on and if I break down and everything like that, I don't want sympathy or pity or money or anything. I just want you to listen. That's what I like about.
I know I am pausing so much, guys, but you guys got great comments too in the chat. Threatens to leave, spend money on a ticket just for a babe. I love you. Yeah, and a couple of roses, right? Lexley active, right? But that just to me, that just shows the lack of emotional intelligence that Foodie has, right? Like, it's kid stuff, right? When you're 13 years old or even, 14 years old, it's like, I'm gonna break up with you because you didn't text me back, like it's just so, yeah. Nothing like nothing, anything that Foodie describes here when it comes to her relationship with Salah, you know, is on any level of, emotional maturity.
Having an audience is someone to listen to me. The attention is more valuable to me, like somebody listening to me, than any money, anything. I guess that's about it. But
There
thanks for
again,
listening, and I'll see you
the
guys soon.
attention is
Yeah, I'm
more
finally at the Tim
valuable.
Hortons. Salah dropped me off for a bit. I got a frozen French vanilla. It's really sandy in the air. It's not sandstorm, but in a Boston. I gotta grab that after. And I got a Boston cream donut. Thanks, strawberries and cream. It's mostly a me problem, like, right now. Let's try this.
I agree. It is definitely a Chantel problem. She is the problem.
The
Was that
donut's a bit
Taylor
stale.
Swift says? Hi, I'm
There's
the
like sand
problem.
blowing
It's
everywhere.
me.
Yeah, I got dropped off. Angry blue pot. You were mean to Salah. I don't know, Yama. I don't want to talk about my relationship. What happened yesterday wasn't all about that. It wasn't about that. It was. It's not fake. It's not fake drama. Trust me. If I wanted to, I could do fake drama all the time. Like, it's like, I'm human. I have bad days. Like, I have, and I'm.
So it absolutely was fake drama. She booked a plane ticket and then less than an hour later she canceled it. Come on, Foodie. That's fake drama. That is not even like for someone who has poor impulse control, that doesn't even fall under that. Is absolutely fake drama. And on another note too, so everyone was saying she threw this temper tantrum because she wanted Tim Hortons and couldn't get Tim Hortons, so she threatened to go back to Canada, where I guess she could, the home of Tim Hortons, get her Tim Hortons. Sansa Cooks posted a video talking about the macros of the Tim Hortons that she ordered and the price, and apparently it came out to um 390 Kuwaiti dinars or whatever their currency is. So when it's converted over to Canadian currency, it was something like 13 Canadian dollars. So I just want to say that in Canada, what despite our low higher cost of living in Canada, what she ordered for in Canada would not cost anywhere near 13 Canadian dollars here. So like if I was to go into Tim Hortons today and order a Boston cream donut and an ice cap, it would be like probably $6, 6 Canadian dollars. So obviously it's not that much. Well, we know it's not that much cheaper to be living in Kuwait than it is to be like her dollar doesn't go anywhere in Kuwait than it does here in Canada.
Very impulsive. You guys know me if you've been watching me for years. How is it fake when I showed my plane ticket? I was like ready to just give up everything and fly out. What do you mean the way I act? How am I acting? I came online and I vented and I was crying and I was having a vulnerable moment. So what is that? I wasn't manipulative. I didn't manipulate anybody.
Yes, you did. You
I didn't ask
manipulated
anybody for
Salah.
anything. I just was telling you how I was feeling in the moment, what was going on in the moment. I'm staying. I have to keep working on not being so impulsive. It's hard. Like, how do you catch yourself? Like, impulsivity is hard when
Therapy.
like, you literally
You
do
get
things
therapy,
like, so fast. Like, I
Chantel.
don't know. You don't know anything
Poor
about relationships.
impulse
Cynthia
control
Pickles.
requires
you can't say
therapy.
what is a big mistake for me or not. I don't understand the comments. You lied. You scammed. Like, what the fuck? I didn't ask anybody for anything. How did I lie? I literally showed you my plane ticket. So at the time, I was going to Canada.
So, Chantel, you lied because you said that, yes, you were going to Canada. And then less than 24 hours later, you said you were coming, you weren't going, that it was just a fight. So, my dogs are outside barking in the backyard. So, if you can hear them, I apologize. I've got a dog door in my patio door, so they're free to go in and out of the backyard. So, I think my neighbor's probably out there. So, they're out there barking at them. So, lie number one, I'm definitely going back to Canada. Less than 24 hours later. No, it was all just self doubt. It was all just self doubt. Okay. Lie number two, how is it a lie? I booked a ticket. Okay, but you canceled it less than an hour later. So there was no real intention to go back to Canada.
Literally changed my mind. Like, people need a dictionary. What was I lying about? What was I lying about? I literally said, hey, YouTube guest. I literally said I was going to Canada. I showed you my plane ticket I booked. Did I ask anyone to send me money, Kiara? No. No, I'm not going to Canada right now. Yeah, what
Just because she doesn't ask anybody for money doesn't mean that she's not e-begging for it.
Yeah, it's done. It's like really done. I won't say why, but I have respect for myself. So, the most tragic thing, I think the thing that like hurts me the most about ending something like this is when you think you're living something that you're not. I'm better off alone. Honestly.
So Foodie, another lie right there. You know, you said it wasn't anything Salah did, but then you clearly said in your first live stream, I have respect for myself. But he didn't do anything. And you don't have any respect for yourself. That's a lie too.
I'm better off alone. You said you separated. Yes, says, but today's a new day. It's all good. Thank you. Goodbye, Rosemary's grandchild. Salah does a lot more for me than I do for him. I'm broke, remember? Yeah, I got roses with baby's breath. Old Toby, yeah, I don't appreciate you insulting my husband. Thank you very much. What did I lie about? Name something, Edgelord Monty. What did I lie about?
I think I just named three things.
What did I lie about? What did I lie about, Edgelord
That you
Monty?
lied about.
What? That you were broke up and it was over? No, at the time, that was my sentiment, that I wanted to be alone. People were saying I manipulated Salah because he wouldn't let me eat what I want. What?
So when we go back to the beginning of the live stream where I was talking about the differences between pathological and compulsive liars, where, you know, so this is where I see some of the pathological traits coming out, where she is talking about, you know, name something I lied about. What did I lie about? Name something I lied about. You know, pathological liar is never going to admit what they're lying about, right? So, and she was obviously in that first video she posted, she was obviously lying to get something out of somebody else, whether that was her audience or Salah or both. And to me, it was both. She was lying to get something out of both her audience. And yeah, the excuse of, and Lex makes a great point here, the excuse of always changing her mind as a way to escape criticism drives me up the wall too. It does drive me up the wall too, you know. But when it comes again to somebody who's pathologically lying or compulsive lying, you know, confronting on them doesn't really do anything. And, you know, it's, you're never, you can't change, you're not going to change that behavior. But yeah, it's frustrating.
Where's the proof of that? That wasn't even a topic. So no. clicks and views.
11
Really?
people watching,
So I booked a
guys.
ticket for clicks and
Don't be
views
lurkers.
and
Say
wasted
hi in
money.
the chat. Love
Okay.
to see ya.
I
Love to
wanted to
see ya.
leave
And
for a
thank you all for
reason.
being here.
No, it wasn't a good reason. It was self-doubt. I come on once in a while and I like when I'm having a hard time and I like was honest and open about my feelings. That's it. So I don't feel bad. Like honestly, whatever. People just want false outrage as usual. You know, it doesn't affect anyone's life. I didn't come on here and ask for money or anything like from anybody. I didn't ask for anything. Yes, everything that was a problem is fixed. It's not Duper's delight if I was genuine in my feelings at that time. Just because today's a better day and I don't feel that way anymore and I'm not miserable. I know that people who say that want me to be miserable. They want entertainment in my misery. They're happy for that. If you're emotionally affected by things I say about my life, don't watch me then. I was smiling
Yes,
because
thank
people
you.
were making
Everybody
me
like
laugh.
the stream. Hit
He
subscribe
didn't
if
do
you
anything
haven't.
to me. This wasn't about anything he did to me. Where did I say that?
So once again,
I won't say
talking
why, but
about
I have respect for myself, so.
how he didn't do anything, but clearly he did.
Like, you guys are just making things up. You don't know anything. You don't know anything about a relationship other than the incident, which is over and done with. Yeah. Anyway, everything's all good. Just whatever. It's all good now.
So that comment Foodie mentioned there where she said, you guys are just making things up. That's an example. That is an actual example of someone trying to gaslight somebody else. We're not making it up. The words came out of your mouth in the other stream that said, I have self respect for myself.
I think I am doing well. See, I don't want for anything. I can't bring myself to leave my family here and just arguments and stupid things. But yeah, you're right. I shouldn't run to the internet. I shouldn't. But at the time, I was like, my mind was made up. Even though like I didn't even know myself that it wasn't. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
So
I
her
do have
mind was
friends
made
I go
up.
to or talk to about situations. But it's hard too. Like if you get in a fight with your husband or your boyfriend or whatever.
So her mind was made up. Okay. How many times have we heard Foodie say that she is stubborn and once her mind's made up, nobody can tell her anything, right? Nobody can change her mind. She's stubborn, right? She's an Aries. That's what Aries do. But less than 24 hours later, she changed her mind, right? But tell us again, Foodie, how you were not manipulating your audience or Salah or your family, and you're not lying to all of us. Sorry, I keep interrupting, and I keep saying, and I'm trying to emphasize the point less than 24 hours later to exaggerate the fact that this is where and this is why people call you a liar.
It's like it's like you're fighting with the person you also usually get comfort from in situations. Hey, handsome.
The weather is wild, huh?
Is it too hot for you right now?
Not too much hot, the sun.
I think I'm gonna go home. It's hot. Yes, Caitlin. Keep inventing things. I didn't say it was nothing. It's not something super big hat and everything is fixed. Yeah. Does that disappoint you or something? I don't know.
Do you like your drink?
It was good. Yeah, it was really sweet, but
You asking for less sugar?
it's a pre-made drink, so they can't control the sugar. Yeah.
And it's fixed, it's not changeable.
Goodbye, Jinx. Then I guess you don't need to be here. Why hang out with a liar, right? Okay, guys. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys.
All right, so we're gonna end that one there. Okay, so that video kind of just frustrated me a lot. There was some other points that were made in that video that weren't included in the recap there. And one of the other ones was, or maybe it was in the next video, I'm not sure, but let me just go back and check where we are. I think because this was the next day, and then there was another. She was like raging for 3 days straight, right? About, which I think all the raging too is just another cycle, show the addiction cycle where she is. She was trying to get through, maybe not eating junk food, and then it was just getting too much and she was raging at everybody. And I think Salah probably, maybe confronted her about her lack of trying and not going to the diabetes clinic and things like that. And she threw a fit and was like, I'm out of here. But all for attention. Okay, so we're going to go back to watch. We're going to go on to the next video here. I think this is the one. So before I comment further about what I was going to talk about, we'll start watching this one. Okay, video number 3. Alrighty. Like the stream, everybody. If you can, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Oh, let me get this one full screen.
I'm just going to fix my hijab line. What's going on, guys? There's no filters on live stream, Specta, but stay jealous. No, Vanessa, I'm not. So if you want to skedaddle, that's up to you. I will say this about lying, though. How many people in a marriage or relationship, Melly left this comment, have gone through bad times with their significant other and have said, oh, we're breaking up, and end up getting back together? Is that a lie? No. So stuff.
All right, Chantel. This is the point that I wanted to address. So, again, talking about her lack of emotional intelligence, all right, and having no control, poor control over her emotions. So, I am 9 years older than Chantel. Okay, I've been married for 26 years, and prior to that, my partner and I, we met in high school. We're high school sweethearts, so we've been together since we were 16 years old. So we've spent literally a lifetime together. All right. When you're married and committed to each other, you don't break up over a petty argument. All right. Marriage is something you have to work at. And I shouldn't just say marriage. That's, I'm generalizing. When you're in a committed relationship, it's something you both work at. Okay. Do we have petty arguments? Of course we do. Everyone does. I have petty arguments with my coworkers or my friends, right? Everyone does, right? But you don't end a relationship or you don't break up over a simple petty argument when you are committed to each other. So again, this shows me her lack of emotional intelligence, her lack of intelligence, and the fact that she doesn't understand what it's like to be in a serious committed relationships. Do you know who breaks up over petty arguments? Teenagers. Or people that aren't in serious relationships and are just looking for an excuse to end it.
I'm doing good, Paneer Princess. I had Paneer for dinner. I haven't had Paneer in a little while, so I had Paneer for dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm feeling great today. I'm feeling great, Miss Potato Head's dry ponytail. That's it. That's all. That's all that happens. I know people want to make things more than they are, but I'm sorry to tell you, there's nothing more to it. I wish I could tell you why. It's just relationship stuff. I won't say why, but I have respect for myself. So, the most tragic thing, I think the thing that hurts me the most about ending something like this is when you think you're living something that you're not. It's between us, I know, and it should always stay that way. I didn't really elaborate on what was going on.
I just realized I was muted. Sorry about that. So just going back to, that again, the clip for the original clip where, it was something that, she was living a lie. Oh my God, it sounds like her relationship with Salah was a lie. So, she was living something that she wasn't. And now coming back and saying everything was fine. Everything was fine. It was just a petty argument. Just a petty argument. So what was the truth, Chantel? What was the truth? Was it just a petty argument? Or was it something serious? And were you living complete your whole relationship with Salah is that a complete lie? So welcome, Miss Marple. Welcome. Glad to have you. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Just found your channel and really enjoying your content. Thank you so much. It was proved by 31 frames and one salty beach that the plane tickets were fake. Okay, well, great. Thanks for that information. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We're gonna keep going here. Alrighty.
On, like, I was just going through a hard time and just wanted to, I guess, vent a bit. But yeah, well, you're not me, Greta. So
she's going through a hard time and she just wanted to get
April, I'm sorry your jealousy is seething today. Really sorry. I feel bad for you. Married for 10, marriage is hard and doesn't come with a handbook, for sure. Yeah. And when you have your own problems and you're like with somebody, it's even harder, you know? Eggs on legs, just let me worry about my marriage. You don't have to worry about any legality. You don't have to worry about anything. That's for us to worry about. I don't constantly tell about my personal problems, but sometimes, yeah.
So again, Chantel, yes, marriage is hard. Absolutely. Uh, just like every relationships take work, but again, everyone comes with baggage. Everyone comes with their own problems, right? Like nobody is coming into a relationship without their own baggage, their own issues, their own hangups. Everyone's got them, so uh part of being in a committed relationship is that you work on those issues together, when you can. And then when you can't, you get the help that you need to sort your own shit out, you know? But she doesn't. She doesn't. So she's just really frustrated me the last couple of days, guys. So I know you can probably hear it coming out. Unicorn farts. It's a joke. She thinks everyone's jealous of her. Yes, yes. I am so jealous that I'm not able to threaten my partner of 26 years with, threatening to leave on the next plane out of here just so I can get 2 flowers and a pint of ice cream and a donut. I'm so jealous that my partner doesn't spoil me with that stuff. Yeah.
Where's your proof that we don't have a real marriage? Where's your proof of that?
Yeah, well.
Okay. If you want to think that, go for it. More power to you. They all use filters, and most of them don't even show themselves on camera. So I guess it's just jealousy at this point. It was more to that, Brownie, actually. You don't.
Sorry, just back to this whole showing yourself on camera. Uh, uh, I've never really kind of addressed this before. The reason why I don't show myself on camera is because I'm trying to maintain my privacy, and because we just know how easy it is to get doxxed out on the internet. And I'm still currently a student, you know, and you just don't know what people are like on the internet. So that's the reason why I don't show myself. But I have a public Instagram, so if people wanted to find me, I'm sure they could. Um, but that's the only reason why. I'm not ashamed of, how I look or, or anything like that. Yeah, and I'm a fatty. I'm overweight. Am I superly obese fatty like Chantel is? No. But I've come on here before and said, like, my first, you know, when I was on with Ray, Life with Vibe, the very first time, I've said before, I love junk food. I struggle with eating junk food, absolutely. So in some ways, I can, relate to Chantel in that fact. I'm a fatty, but you know, I'm not a super obese fatty like Chantel. You know, I'm not. I don't hide myself just because. The only reason I hide myself is because I'm trying to maintain my privacy, and so I don't get doxxed.
Nobody knows exactly what was going on. And yeah, like that's it. There's nothing more to it. There's nothing more to say. So think what you want. Yeah, I don't think so, Baby Jane. That's not
Yeah,
gonna
I
happen.
agree
I'm
with
not
this,
showing
Miss
anybody my
Marple,
marriage
for sure.
certificate. If they want to think it's fake, go ahead. I think it's proof enough that we're living in a building where you have to be married. So if you want to call the authorities, we'll show them the marriage certificate, which we already showed the building. Otherwise, everyone else can get bent, as far as I'm concerned. I have the proof, Peter Princess. I don't owe it to anybody. Who do I owe it to? Strangers on the internet who need content? I don't effing think so. It wasn't like we weren't really fighting bad. Like it was just more like me, like a problem with me and insecurities and just wanting to go back home. Like, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about like all the details. So it's going to be like confusing, but all that matters is it's a new day and it's better now and I'm not going anywhere. So it was just like an impulsive emotional moment. That's all. Actually, Peter Princess, I don't show you anything more personal than a marriage.
Guys, sorry, I keep muting myself. I'm drinking my water, so I keep muting myself while I'm drinking, and then I keep forgetting to mute myself. So, anyways, let's just keep. I'm just gonna play a few more minutes of this because I really just wanted to
Marriage
address
certificate. No, I don't.
the way
So
she
actually,
views
Rick, because I
marriage.
showed my plane ticket, no, it wasn't a lie. I was leaving. So no, it wasn't. I lied. That was so long ago. I'm not even talking about that. Get a life. Like, what the fuck? Right, Dragonfly? Get a life. Like I said,
So I think that comment was regarding back a few years ago when she uh, was eating McDonald's in a McDonald's parking lot, and she came back and said there was a homeless person that she went through the drive-through and bought food for, but everyone could tell that she was absolutely lying about that. So, she was again, so Foodie is like, oh God, that happened so long ago, you know. Well, it doesn't matter that it happened that long ago. You lied about it. You lied about it. So that's the point that people are making, is that you're a liar. It doesn't matter that it happened years ago. It happened.
call the authorities, tell them to come here and say we're not married. We have the marriage. We had to show a marriage certificate to move here. Look it up if you want to. You guys look up everything else like you're sleuths, like you think you know
Hi,
everything.
Steady C.
So
Nice
look it
to
up. It's
see
freaking
you. Thanks for
easy.
coming in.
Because Muslims don't take their husband's last names. Very easy to look up as well. Revisiting the old stuff is getting, I know, desperate. That's what it is. I didn't choose food over anybody. Oh, I guess people in religious coverings are not human, right? Retail therapy. I'm not mad.
Well, we know she
I'm just
chooses
replying to
food
your
over
dumb
everything.
questions. I lied about going back through the drive-through to get him food. I gave him money. Thank you very much. And that was like 4 years ago. So you can get over it or get out of here. Actually,
Yeah.
I got an idea. I will block you. Goodbye. Goodbye, April, you freaking loser. Goodbye. Yeah, false rage bait for reaction channels who have no life. Exactly. Goodbye, retail. Since I'm rude, I guess you won't be watching me. Why is it confusing to go back and forth? Like I said, have you guys never changed your mind about anything at all in your life? Like at all? You've never got. Actually, a lot of you have never been in my situation. Have you uprooted your entire life and moved to a foreign country where it's like a huge cultural difference and went from one extreme to another and you're torn between an old life and a new life? No, you can't. So why are you judging me when you don't know the first thing about it? There's always
Chantel, you made that choice. You chose to go to another country. You chose to get involved in a relationship with someone you had known for less than 2 weeks. These are all your choices. So when you come online and you start to say that you're torn between these two choices and that you're changing your mind, again, I'm using my air quotes, changing your mind, people get fed up because you have chosen to put yourself in this situation. Okay? Nobody forced you to do it. It is your choice.
idiots. They're like flies on shit. That's all they are. Oh yeah, people who are happy never get angry. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. People who are happy don't try to rage bait people. That's the real truth there. Most of these people have never even visited a different state, let alone lived in another country. I know, Amber Chick, exactly.
A low
My block
intelligence
list is
comment
very
from
long
our
and I like it
chat.
that way. Well, good for you, Tabby. I'm sure I could get a husband locally too, but it just so happens I fell in love with Salah. So, like, seriously. No, we don't fight over food. People are making shit up out of their ass. Like, it's so stupid. The heart wants what the heart wants. fighting over food. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to Canada and get a freaking, you know, live my life single. Like, I don't know. Anyway, shake my head.
No,
How does it
that
look?
sounds pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate. If I had to guess, I would say that is probably exactly what happened. Is that he started to put pressure on you to eat healthy, to do better, and you threw a temper tantrum.
Miserable. It's better. It's like better here, I find, in a lot of ways. Being married, especially in a different culture, there's like, it's different, you know? And like sometimes I just don't feel like adequate, like an adequate wife, like, and just like, you know what I mean? Like just that self-doubt. And it's like, sometimes I guess I was just feeling that self-doubt a lot. And I was like, I just want to be at peace and I don't want to burden anybody, you know? So, I mean, I have issues. I have health issues. I mean, everyone has problems, you know, but I am very loving. It's hot, but in the winter is amazing. And wait till the winter. I want to go to do so many things here. You guys will see. Um, I'm very loving and I make him laugh a lot and we just have a really fun time. We have a bond that he's never had with anyone else, you know? Like I'm not ordinary. I'm not a basic bitch. So, Brittany, it is normal. It is normal for couples to fight. And it wasn't a threat of divorce for something he did. It was because I was feeling very emotional and overwhelmed with life, you know.
So again, you just so going back to that first video where she's like, it's over, we're done, I'm going home, I need to be single, I need to be on my own. And then the word, what did she just say here? It wasn't a threat of divorce. Well, obviously it was. Obviously it was.
No, and I just, yeah. And there's a lot of other things like I'm not even going to talk about it. So if couples don't get into disagreements or whatever, yeah, okay, sure. Then you're obviously not in one. And it's my personality. Like I'm so impulsive and when I get very, and I'm mentally ill. Like I have issues, you know,
Let's
so like
burst
I
the
have
true
trouble
thing
dealing
she
with my
said.
emotions sometimes. I'm not the type of person who likes to vent to people in my real life. I've said that before. I don't like it. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't know.
Okay. So let me ask the chat. Let me ask you guys this. Do you guys have people in your real life that you vent to? You know, put a 1 in the chat if you have people in your real life that you vent to. You know, I think most people have somebody in their real life that they can vent to, you know. But if you don't, then this is where you need to be reaching out for some professional help. And the fact that Foodie doesn't want to vent to people in her real life, but wants to vent to an audience online, this tells me that she doesn't like to vent to people in her real life because she doesn't want the pushback from them. She doesn't want to hear what they are going to have to say because they're going to try and hold her accountable, right? Because that's what you know, your family or your friends or, you know, the people that you have in your real life, you know, if they truly have your best interests at heart, they're going to tell you the truth and they're going to push back and call you out on your crappy behavior, you know. And I would, you know, and if I would expect them to do that, you know. And I think that's, you know, talking again, going back to, you know, being in a committed relationship, uh uh you know, or an a partnership, marriage, you know, what have you. Um, you know, my husband, and I don't know why I say partner. I was just trying to, you know, remake, but you know, obviously he's my husband. Um, is very good at calling me out on my crap, and he always has been, you know. So, and I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, it's we have been so successful in our partnership is because, you know, and I call him out on his crap too, you know, it's just what, you know, that's part of it. And I have friends that, you know, will call me out on my crap or I'll call out on their crap when they're, you know, when they're doing it. So that's just the way it is, you know. Uh, you know, so let's see. Uh, Fatty to fed, not really, but I never use internet or strangers in general. Exactly, right? You know, she hates when the audience of strangers pushes back. Yep, she absolutely does. She starts blocking them. Yep, can't block people as easily in real life. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the reasons why she doesn't like to be home in Canada is because maybe she probably does get a little bit of that pushback from her family, you know. She just hates being told no. Yeah, she does. Yeah. And yeah, and this too. I don't believe she other than her family, I don't believe she has anybody in her life that she can vent to. And I think then that's probably why she also again, she doesn't vent to her family because they push back and they try to hold her accountable. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, let's keep going and finish this video up here.
No, what am I manipulating, Denise? How am I manipulating anybody to feel sorry for
I
me or whatever? Like
think
I've
we've
said,
already
like
answered that
I
question.
don't
How
get
is
it.
she
I'm human. I
manipulated?
go through normal like emotions and things like that. Like I don't understand people's negative way of thinking. I was joking. Whenever I said I'm going to manipulate people, I was literally verbatim saying what the haters say, that I'm just going to manipulate people. Like I don't. No, I don't. It's
No,
not normal, Queen
Chantel, you
Princess.
were
I never
drunk out
said
of
my
your mind. You
cycling,
weren't joking.
rapid cycling is normal, but it is what it is. You know? I've been to psychiatrists, I've been to therapy. None of them think I have bipolar. They think I'm depressed and anxiety, and they put me on a medication, and that's what I'm on today. That's it.
Chantel, you have never spent enough time with a mental health professional for them to give you an accurate diagnosis of any mental health disorders you may be suffering from. You have admitted time and time and time again that you only go to the initial appointments. Maybe she's gone to one follow-up, but that's it. Because as soon as they start to tell her what she needs to do to change her life or to be accountable, she's done. She's done.
That's it. Like if you feel manipulated by me, like don't watch me. I don't get it. I'm curious, Denise, why I'm manipulative. Can you please enlighten me? Yeah. I'm seriously curious. What do you mean I've lied about my arguments with Salah? What have I lied about?
Well,
Like
watch
why
my
are you
video,
like why do
Foodie, and you'll
people
see
go
how
to that
you're
negative? Like
being
what
manipulative.
why? I don't get it. The therapy from Canada, actually it's not going to work out. I have to be in Canada because you can't practice therapy I have to be in Canada. I'd have to be in the same area because they're only licensed to practice in Canada.
What a surprise, right? Remember when she left Canada and was coming back to Kuwait, she said that she had worked it out, so she was going to be able to do the therapy in Kuwait. Yeah, right. There's another lie, Chantel. There's another lie.
You said you were leaving because you respect yourself. Yeah, well, petty little, I'm not going to talk about anything anymore about that.
Yeah, so she doesn't want to address
You
that
stated you're not
comment,
married and you
right?
respect yourself. No, I didn't say I'm not married. I said that I was going back to Canada.
So someone called her out on that comment where she said in the video that she she would she was leaving because she had respect for herself, but then as soon as and then somebody brought up that comment and she's totally not addressing it. Totally not addressing it. So back to Lex, but the therapist would be in Canada. Yeah, and she would just be a Canadian citizen on a Zoom call. Exactly, exactly. So again, total lies, total bullshit, total manipulation. Because when she was leaving Canada to go back to Kuwait again, she said, "I can continue my therapy in Kuwait because it can be done over Zoom. It can be done over Zoom." And she is a Canadian citizen, currently covered under Canadian health care. So, it doesn't matter where she is in the world, you know. Other than I shouldn't say that. Let me clarify. When you spend so much time out of Canada, your health care coverage is terminated, but then it reactivates once you come back to Canada. Now, I don't believe for 1 minute that Chantel has told the Ontario government that she is out of the country and that they should be terminating her health care. There's not a chance in hell she's doing that. So she could very easily get away with, doing Zoom calls with a therapist. So over in Canada and that they would be covered under OHIP if they were covered under our Canadian healthcare. And if she was doing it privately, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Technically, she would be able to pay for it. So, hi Anastasia 6. Hi, welcome. Thanks for popping in. Hi, just cut up at 1.5. This is so interesting to see the videos together. So much lying, gaslighting, and overall manipulation. Yeah. Yeah. So, Foodie keeps asking us to point out where she lied and where the manipulation is. So here I am talking about it. So I would think that anyone who keeps saying get a life is a kid and English major sure would have a more extensive vocabulary. Yeah. No kidding. Yeah. So it reminds me of, when I was a kid and we would always say as if, over and over again, as if. So, all right, we're gonna wrap this one up here in a few minutes.
And we were splitting. I wanted to be alone. That's what I said. And then everything became okay. Like we worked it out. It worked out. I gave it more time. I was very impulsive. I literally booked my plane ticket, and in the same hour, I canceled it. I don't have to come on here crying and talk about my feelings, Sushi Girl.
They worked it out. They worked it out in less than 24 hours. It was so bad that she was leaving. Had to be alone. And she worked it all out in less than 24 hours.
Don't worry about it. Life by chins. It's not your with a name like that. What do you think what kind of life do you live? I wonder. What kind of future do you have? Get a life. But actually, if you look at our couples channel, if you look at my vlogs, I've done a lot more than most people on here. With all of my health problems, I've been to Thailand. With all of my health problems, I've traveled back and forth between Canada and the US, Canada and the Middle East many times. We have a whole couples channel seeing a lot of Kuwait. We've been to the towers, we've been to beaches, we've been camping, we've done a lot of things. I've been on ATV at my weight. I mean, let's see the haters go on ATVs, go do it in the desert. I've done a lot of things.
All of that stuff, Chantel, that is on your couples channel, all of it is almost a year old. You haven't done anything recently, and that is because your health has deteriorated so much since you've returned to Kuwait from the last time you were in Canada. So you did a lot of that stuff within the last year. And I give her props for some of the stuff she has done at her weight, but your current health situation has got you at a point where you can't do any of that right now. The biggest complaint you had on that first video when you say the breakup video is that you were dreading flying back to Canada because you knew how difficult it was going to be on you physically. So don't be going on saying how you've done all of that stuff. You haven't done any of it recently. The most you've done recently is gone to Tim Hortons for a donut.
What do you say here? You're from the streets. She smelled my breath. She smelled my breath and went, what?
Yes.
I don't mind
that cat hates
him going to see his friends. Every time we go out, if we're not together, we share live location. And he has friends here. It's good for us to be have some space sometimes, and I don't know. I didn't go to my education or any appointments yet. I have my reason, but I will be going in the future. People.
What do you think her reasons are for not going to the diabetic education classes? Hey, what do you guys think her reasons are for not going? If she was serious about her health, serious about her health, and she was complaining about how hard it was going to be to make changes because her health is in such poor condition, and she's got so many things she's got to work on and change. Somebody who's serious about making those changes, that's a great freeze frame, eh? That's a great freeze frame. Somebody who's serious about those changes. If it was me and my health was in this bad condition, and I had all these hopes and dreams, and I just didn't want to live like this anymore. I would have been at that diabetes clinic the very next day, first chance I had, right when it opened. But she hasn't gone yet. And I know that is because She doesn't want to know the truth about diabetes. Yep, because once she goes and actually gets that diabetes education and starts dealing with a diabetes dietitian, she is going to be in such a big shock as to what an actual diabetic diet is, as to what proper portion control is. Yes, learning what a palm full of rice is going to ruin her life. Yeah, and it will, Lex. It absolutely will. And if she is honest with the diabetes educator and tells them that she has BED and also probably likely suffers from food addiction as well, a diabetic dietitian is going to tell her that she needs to seek therapy as well as the nutritional assistance. So, oh, I got a puppy who's growling behind me. He sees the trees blowing outside, so he thinks that the trees are going to come in and attack. So, so if you hear the growling, that's him. So, she is, and that is why. So she's totally avoiding because she knows, you know, that the wake up call that she is in for sees, when she actually sees a diabetic dietitian is, is going to be the worst for her. Going to be the worst. Miss Marple, I said see exactly. As soon as she snaps, prove it. It's obvious that the question hits the nail on the head. Yep. Yep. All right. We're almost at the end, guys.
It's called having a brow bone. Well, they are probably a bit chubby, I guess. I don't go out with him because he's hanging out with guys, which is like culturally women don't come along. I know people have a hard time like, okay, like you're not allowed to hang out with guy friends, but would you want your man hanging out with women? Like I wouldn't. No, Siren, he's not allowed to have female friends. Unless they want a knuckle sandwich. I'm just joking. Well, okay, let's go make a coffee. There's no turning back. Hi, babe. We missed you.
God, I hate the whining.
I'm so happy that your blood sugar reading became 8 as a normal. Keep it up, honey. Thanks, babe.
8 is not normal.
It's sweet.
8 is still high, and that's under how many medications is she on?
What a surprise! All is good in the cool weight hood.
You're beautiful with and without it.
Thanks, babe.
You know that.
I love you. Aw. The little flowers he got me.
This for you, babe.
Thanks, babe. Look at the sign. It says, "You will always be my love. S plus CH equals heart." What the hell?
All right, we're going to end that one there because it's a little bit of, her fawning over Salah bringing her a couple flowers and pinching her cheeks. Yeah. So awful, awful, awful. But I'm afraid Oh, you guys, great comments, Steady C. Welcome. I'm glad to have you. He's trying to protect you from the bad trees. Yes, I know the trees outside. They're always waiting to attack. Yeah. So, maybe today, if I have time, I'll get up my little videos I have of my two. I like to call them my two interns, Bowie and Rudy. Give you little introductions to them because you'll always hear them in the background. I'm sure. So. All right, guys. Well, that's where I'm going to end it. So hopefully, if you go back to the beginning, if you were late coming in, a little bit of knowledge about pathological liars versus compulsive liars. I think Foodie is mostly a compulsive liar, but she definitely has some pathological liar traits. So what breed are they? So they're actually unicorn farts. They are both Chihuahua crossed with Jack Russells. But I have one that looks exactly like a Chihuahua, and that is Bowie. And then the other one looks exactly like a Jack Russell, and that's my Rudy Bear. So so they are true brothers. They are not from the same family, but they are true brothers. They are definitely a bonded pair. So they Yeah, and they both exhibit the personalities of each breed. Bowie is a Chihuahua through and through, and Rudy is a Jack Russell through and through. So yeah, so they're my babies now that my human babies are grown up and out on their own. So, but I want to thank you guys all for joining me this morning. A little bit longer. I try to keep my streams to an hour. This one's a little bit longer, but I think it went fairly well. So I'm glad. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys all had a good time here. I'm probably gonna try and stream again maybe on Wednesday. I might be able to do it Tuesday. Tomorrow is the day that I volunteer at the Safe Consumption site, so I probably won't be available tomorrow for a stream. The last stream I did previous to this one was on the Goler clan in Nova Scotia, and people wanted to see more information about them. So I'm going to be able to probably dig into that a bit more right now that I have a bit more time. Hope my next stream might be related to that, but I might see what's going on with Foodie as well over the next few days. But so again, thanks everyone for coming out. Lex, thanks for modding, always appreciated. Like the stream on the way out, guys, if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you guys all again soon. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Get out for a walk if you can. Get out into some sun. Get that vitamin D. All right. Peace, everyone. Have a great day.